Dads Worldwide. The first word in family management, family budgeting, insurance, bills, food, vacations, research and development, homework, emails, phone calls. Last week we tried to do an oil change and ended up with a new car. Security. Doors are locked, windows shut, house alarm is set. Fingerless gloves. Dads Worldwide. Loyal listeners, possibly you.
Welcome to another episode of Dads Worldwide. We will make you laugh. We might make you cry. Most certainly, somehow, some way, try to make you a better parent. I am your most exhausted host, Brendan. And the guy who just got a new Adelotl, whatever those things are called.
No.
Tony, you didn't get it yet?
I did not get an axolotl, no. Your 17-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, non-chill filtered, quadruple distilled, your blind master of ceremony himself, an international sex kitten, Captain Aviators, Tony fucking G, did not get an axolotl.
I couldn't remember the name of it.
An enchilada.
He is the host of Ask It Anything and the Pop Culture Podcast, your favorite and mine. It is Chris Green.
And I'm wearing black tonight.
Ooh, stealthy. Very stealthy.
Did I fuck this up? Because you're both wearing black and I've got gray.
I'm usually
Sorry.
So
I didn't get the memo.
Like Chris is just copying me.
No. It's just a coincidence. As soon as the show's over, I have to go burgle.
I don't know. Oh,
Understandable.
I don't even know what that means.
He's a cat burglar. Come on.
I'm gonna go break into people's homes and steal stuff. Why do I have to just come out and spell it out for you?
You're just you gotta find a partner in crime and be the wet bandits.
No,
Sticky bandits.
I work alone. No. As soon as the show's over, I'm out the door. I'm gone.
You gotta have a team. You gotta have a team.
You gotta go find some cats to steal.
Yeah,
that's not what that means.
What?
No, that's not actually what cat burglar means. No.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Why would you?
I know. I think it's ridiculous. I agree.
Because you're creeping around like a cat?
I think that is actually why they call it that. Go out at night and on the prowl, if you will.
That's just fucking ridiculous.
I know. I feel like there's a better way they could have used slang terminology for people who steal shit. But I think I blame the British.
Yeah, they would have called it like a twat burglar or So I think that I'm not what? Right? Am I wrong?
A turd burglar.
Well, no, that's New City in the 80s.
Oh my god. It's the best intro ever.
Also, speaking of intros, Brendan, I appreciate you mentioning a couple of my shows at the top right there, but
not the newest.
Yeah, this is the newest right here.
Oh my god, I don't see it. Oh, Real Estate Raconteurs. I'm sorry, my apologies. Yes.
No. What are you pointing at?
You pointed completely wrong direction.
What? I don't. Yeah, you're
other way.
That's the only way I can point. Is it over here?
Yeah,
it is right there. Yes.
Yeah.
On my screen, it's right here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week we go through this.
Yeah.
This is my name, and then this is the title.
Am I pointing at my name?
You are.
Okay. So yeah, in your settings, Chris, you need to go in mirror or unmirror, whichever it's set at.
Unmirror?
Yeah, whichever it's set at, do the other.
Yeah.
Huh. You're gonna have to walk.
It's gonna blow your fucking mind. Brendan, you're not pointing at your name. Now you are.
How do I
that's
do that?
my name.
Oh, mirror my camera.
Here,
both
of you point at your name like you think it's working. I'm gonna send you a picture of this.
Is it? Oh, see, it's here
Double
now.
fail. That was amazing.
It's here now, right?
Oh
I don't like
God. Yeah.
Tony.
That's so cool. Oh, that works too. There you go. It's so good.
No,
I'm just pointing at nothing.
I'm gonna change it back. I don't like that.
Well, just remember it's the other side.
Oh God.
I don't need to be right. Unlike one of our fellow friends, our mutual friends, I don't have a need to be right.
Being right is not an identity. Yeah.
I'm not saying which one of my friends or which one of our friends I'm talking about. I'm just saying I don't share that.
It's obviously
character
Dr.
with that
Chicken.
particular person.
Yeah, that Dr. Chicken.
Come on! Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Hey, I do have a piece of business. Do you want me to take care of this now, or is just sometime later?
Do it.
Oh, drop it.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Drop the heat.
So I just want. I'm going to pull back the curtain on my personal life just a little bit.
Whoa.
And
Oh.
so I just want to give people a general idea of how I spend a weekend. So here's what we did most of the day yesterday. My kids, I've got 3 children between the ages of 8 and 13. And we invented a game called lid tossing. So this right here, this is the top of we have a set of 5-inch small glass bowls with these Tupperware tops on them. Yep. This is a 5-inch Tupperware style lid. Okay. I don't remember who came up with this, probably me, because I'm an overgrown child. So I'm going to share my screen. How do I do that? How do I share my screen?
Go down below. It says present
Share
or
screen. Okay.
Yeah.
So share screen. Okay. Do I get to choose which screen?
Yeah.
Or is it sharing my screen?
No, it should give you the option of what you want to share.
You're both labeled exactly the same. Okay, so I'm just going to use this.
Yeah,
okay. So you can see my screen here, right?
Okay, hold on. There you go. Now we're in.
Okay, so you can see that. So do you see this red circle right here?
Yep.
This is my kitchen sink. Back here is I'm standing in front of the coffee table. If you back this picture up, maybe 3 or 4 feet, that's where we were throwing these lids from.
Oh.
Into the kitchen sink. Now,
nice distance.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good. I don't know what that distance is. Maybe you guys are better at estimating things.
I'd say 20 to 30 feet but I mean, that's a tough.
Oh, I was going to say 25 yards.
So let me just zoom in. So there's the kitchen sink. And so I don't know what you guys would assume. This is harder than it looks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah,
and
especially if you got a fan blowing.
We did not have the fan on. The fan was off.
Okay, you did not add elemental issues. Okay.
No, it was.
You just.
he just disappeared.
I didn't know this game had a magic trick because Chris just disappeared.
Now you see me. Now you don't.
The Magic Man.
Magic Man.
That was amazing. I didn't know where he was going with that, but apparently it was to disappear.
Sorry about that. That was not a magic trick. I was trying to stop sharing my screen.
Well, you stopped everything.
Yeah. Went a little too dramatic there. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so that's harder than it looks. And here's the other thing. Even if you think you get into a rhythm and you think you're doing pretty well, it's not like shooting free throws where you can get really good at it and then you start throwing them in consistently. There's for some reason, like you can do it in little streaks and then you can't. And actually right before I hopped on here for dinner, right before dinner, me and one of my sons threw a few more and I actually got 3 out of 6. We have six lids. I got 3 out of 6. That doesn't sound that impressive. That's actually really impressive because I got the first. No, now my 11-year-old yesterday got 4 out of 6.
Whoa!
Ooh.
We were playing 5 rounds where you throw six lids for 5 rounds. We've played games where one of us has only gotten like it in twice out of that's 30. That's 30 tosses.
Out of 5.
We've gone 2 for 30 before. Whoa. So that's how I spent my weekend. And then we played Mario Odyssey. We also did that.
I've heard that one's good.
It's real good. It's real fun. Yeah. So basically, folks, I don't know what you assumed about me. Maybe nothing. Maybe you didn't think about it at all. I'm very immature and I'm basically an overgrown child.
Thank you for verifying. I mean, yeah. I think Finland and maybe Australia, parts of Canada. What other countries did you piss off? I think they all assumed that.
Singapore. I guess what I'm saying is if you made any assumptions that I'm a grown, mature adult that should be responsible for 3 children, you're wrong.
You are so wrong.
You're not even close. That doesn't apply to me at all.
No, of course not.
Yeah. Like I can literally waste hours throwing Tupperware style lids off of
Well,
bowls.
I mean, but
Items.
what you're saying, it just sounds like living your best life. And I honestly, I think there's probably people who are like, man, that sounds amazing. When was the last time I threw Tupperware? I mean, in not in anger, in an effort to show my
Right.
dominance over my children, right? You know,
I get. First of all, you're right. I think I am living my best life, Tony. And another way that I would say it is, if you're not living your life in a similar manner to what I just explained, you're trying
Right.
too hard. You're just
oh,
trying
for
to.
sure.
So
Yeah.
there you go, folks.
There it is.
That activity is a metaphor for my life, right there.
Tupperware lid sink throw.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
hope
we
you have
just
a
call
better
it-
name.
We just call it lid tossing.
Oh, okay.
And,
All right. That's way better.
So there you go.
Ooh, analytics. Here we are, folks.
Here we go.
Dad's
Those are big
World
numbers.
Wide.
Speaking, yeah, we
Most-
had 40 listens today, which last I looked at it was 0. So that's
Hey,
yeah, the last couple weeks
popped
have
off today.
pretty crazy in Vietnam.
This is baffling to me. What happened? What did we do
I don't.
to make Vietnam so happy? Because they love us in Vietnam.
Yeah, it just random countries every now and then will just blow us up. So, yeah. So in the number 1 slot, with 185 downloads, and this is within the last week or two. Like this,
Yeah,
this is
they
a
came out of nowhere.
this is a 30-day window, but this I can tell you, I check it at least weekly. Excuse me. And Vietnam was not on the radar. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. They were not in the top 10. United States comes in the number 2 slot at 73. That's weak.
That's what they're known for best when it comes to them in Vietnam. They come in second.
Damn. So true.
That's an underrated joke right there, folks.
That is very
Thank you.
under.
Thank you.
Yes. Bangladesh with the number 3 slot at 13 downloads. And then Iraq in the number 4 slot. And I would say 2 days ago, they were in the number 9 slot.
Man.
So they bumped.
Well, I'm just a lot of Asia here. We got 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 representatives from Asia. This is incredible.
Hey, you remember when I suggested, hey, we should do a Vietnamese listening party, and you guys told me I was an idiot?
I don't remember that conversation.
Just saying, you should listen to my
Actually,
really
I think it was the opposite.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say that it didn't happen.
Well,
Yeah.
Brendan, you were asleep. and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Well,
really
that would
Tony-
well then that would explain a lot.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
No, I was like, hey, we're getting a lot of listens in Vietnam. We should do a Vietnamese language listening party
I know.
online.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that now. I said, yeah, fuck those commies.
Yeah, that's what he said.
yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
So,
Five.
well, it was nice. It was nice having you, Vietnam. Thank you for all the listens.
Wouldn't you love to meet the 12 people in Iraq that listened to your show recently?
I would love.
Yeah.
I would love to.
I want to meet those 12 Iraqis that are listening to the show.
Well, it's funny, Chris. You say that there's a way we could impromptu meet you. Send all of your comments to Dad's Worldwide. Just jump on there, and you could leave us a voicemail, send us an email. There's so many ways to get a hold of us. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, preferably.
Yeah, from those top 5 countries, we definitely want to hear. Let's get some voicemails in from those top 5ers.
in the top 5, Mexico tied with Iraq with 12.
Olay.
Olay.
Aloha.
Yeah.
That's
Au revoir, Mexico.
Sacre blue.
from like Spain. Olay. Fighters. Germany coming in number 6 with 9. Uzbekistan 8. Another Asian.
As expected.
Not
Yeah.
a surprise. We're big in the stands.
Brazil 8. And Ukraine.
Hey, they're back. All right.
How do they have the infrastructure to listen to our podcast?
It's really neither here nor there. How? I'm just glad that they are taking the time.
Should we thank Elon Musk for them having the ability to listen to our show? Is there a Starlink
Possibly.
over here?
But we also need to think: is this Pakistan here? For
It is Pakistan.
yeah, right, tied neck and neck with Ukraine. So there
Yep.
you have it.
The bottom. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what just more proof that we are actually worldwide.
Worldwide.
International.
Yeah.
Do you have a state breakdown within the United States, Brendan?
No, it doesn't get that specific.
Okay.
That's bullshit.
I probably could get it, but I refuse to pay for certain things.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yep. So yeah, that's an advanced feature. So
Advanced.
yeah,
That's fair.
they want money and they can pound sand.
No, that's also fair. Yes,
In
definitely.
no
pound
uncertain
sand.
terms.
Yeah, so that Blueberry is the company that I use to post my it's a plugin on my WooCommerce, or not my WooCommerce, but my WordPress website. So, but they
Mm.
free analytics, and it used to be that I could actually look up by episode how many people were watching each episode. Now I can only get the last like 4 or 5 episodes. I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea what episodes anyone's listening to. It's pretty hilarious. Yeah, it's it's insane. So
You know, Brendan, speaking of websites,
yes. How's it going?
well, I don't have great news. I don't have great.
I'm so glad you brought it up.
I wouldn't use the word great to describe the news that I have relating to the website that I've been promising for the last 3 years. I would have told you at this, until recently, it was probably 50-50 that I was getting a website. That percentage may have dropped into the single digits.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't feel super confident that there's a website coming, maybe ever. Maybe
no.
ever. Yeah.
Well, you do
So-
have a link tree, though.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is thanks to my online hero, Tony G. He said, "Hey, dummy, why don't you set up a link tree?" And then I kind of ignored him.
Precisely.
And then more recently, he said, "Hey, dummy, how come you still haven't set up a link tree?" And I was like, you know what? He's right. And so I finally spent some real time setting up a legitimate link tree, which now I have. Of course, Tony's is directly below his name. I'm still not smart enough to put mine next to my name, which I think is here. Did we say it's here?
Yeah, it is there. You are correct. Yes.
I'm still not smart enough to post it on screen while the show is on. But I do have one, and I would have originally up to this point said, "Hey, that's kind of the proxy. That's my proxy for my website. That it's definitely coming soon." And now I'm saying it's probably my website.
There you go. I'm glad we made it official.
Yeah, it's not official. I still got a snowball's chance in hell of getting a website.
I'm calling it official.
Okay, CNN. Let's not call it. There's still a chance. Okay.
That was good.
All right. But I think we're probably an episode or two of this show away from me officially
Calling
waiving
it.
my- Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not ready yet, but it's coming. It is definitely trending in a certain direction, and that direction is not the direction I've been representing up to this point.
Well, I mean, I did offer to give you an awful one, but why you didn't accept?
YahooGeocities.com/
Well, and I've already apologized for Tony for ignoring his Linktree address. I think in short order, I'm going to be apologizing to you for turning down your offer to make me a terrible website.
I mean, I did Dad's Worldwide website. I did my my business website, and I did my other business website, which is
Mhm.
Opals. If any of you are crafters and make pens or knife handles or gun grips or anything like that, you want to do it in some crazy ass material, you can go to labgrownopals.com and pick out some pretty cool pretty cool opals to do some crazy ass stuff with. So yeah, so I did
So
all.
you
three of
said
those.
ass twice. Is there
Yeah. I love ass. I wait.
I was gonna say, is there a marital aid section?
Yeah, no.
No.
And dad, what?
Damn it.
No. Yeah, my brother and I started kind of a side gig here, and it's been going on for, I don't know, maybe a year now. I don't know. I'd have to look. But we've been selling lab grown opals. So there's naturally occurring opals, and then there's opals you can make from a bunch of chemicals with a natural a reaction with the chemicals, and then it actually comes out with some pretty crazy colors. And there's some really talented people out there. You can jump on our Instagram or in our Facebook and just see all the stuff that people are creating with them, and it's in yeah, it's pretty amazing. I wish I was that crafty. Like I could think of it. Like there's some guys that do like everyday carry like with a knife, and they make beads. You know what I'm talking about? They make like a lanyard with beads. And
Yeah, I've seen that.
So yeah, and one dude made a bunch of these beads, and they're so cool. I just like, I'm like, man. And then another guy, South Carolina, who was making he bought a couple grips from, or we call them scales, but they're thin wafers, and he made a 1911 grips out of it, which is,
Oh, nice.
for those of you who don't know, that's a firearm. But he but they also Cerakoted the gun as well with like coordinated colors with the opal. It looks so good. I wish I had the pictures readily available. It was just, he sent them to me, and I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. He goes, yeah, we haven't released the gun yet, but he's like, this is the one we're gonna do. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. I wish business was better with it. It's just, we need to get probably some marketing going, but yeah.
Well, what better place to plug it than right here at Dad's Worldwide?
Right here, Dad's Worldwide.
Obviously, Vietnam. Get your orders in pronto.
We ship internationally.
Boom.
Boom.
Looking at you, Bangladesh.
We're looking at you. Listen, Iraq, you don't have anything going on. we know. Make some pens.
Hey, listen, Ukraine, just because you're buried in rubble doesn't mean you can't place an order.
Yeah, seriously. Don't be holding out on us.
Just saying.
What's so funny, Tony?
I'm just having a great time.
Oh
yeah. My god.
So I've
That's
made,
amazing.
in the end, after all that long ass me pitching lab grown opals, I've made 3 websites. And they are, well, let me put it this way. They look like I did the website. So,
I think that's a ringing endorsement. So yeah.
yeah, well, listen, that's what I said to Chris. I said, listen, it's not going to be great, but it'll be done. And he was like, he said, and then he basically, I believe he said that exact what you said, Tony. Yeah, that's not really a ringing endorsement. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I'm not overselling myself here. You'll get a website. It may not be great, but you'll get a website.
He's like, I'm promising you're going to run through that finish tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all I was promising.
You can't seem to do right now. So
you might be wearing fucking scuba flippers, but you'll get through it.
Yeah.
well, I mean, basically what you should have said is, hey, let me make you a website. Then you can compare it to the website you have right now and decide which one you like better.
Fair enough.
Right.
I should have done that.
Yeah. If I may plug, just sorry, real quick.
No, it's okay. I would offer to do it now. I just don't have the time. So I do not want to make I cannot keep. So I just
missed your opportunity.
Yeah, I literally
the window closed. I'm very regretful at this point.
I can't.
Or better yet, you could offer now to do it, not have the time to do it. And honestly, would Chris even be disappointed because that's what he's been used to? So
Yeah, that's fair.
really, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, no, it'd actually be very similar to my current website.
Right. And at the end of the day, I still look like a genius.
That's true.
So-
There's no arguing that.
I don't even know how to get in on this one. I don't know how you fit into this.
I recommended the link tree. There is a link tree. I
Oh.
had very little to do with it.
Correct.
It
yeah.
exists though because of me, I feel. So there you have it.
It wouldn't exist without you. I'll say that.
Exactly. To me, that's essentially mastermind creator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't do any more than one suggest it and then two browbeat me about it, and that seemed to be enough.
Hey, I get results. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't argue with it.
True.
There's no arguing that. But if I may mention my latest project just briefly, because I think it's one of the best things I've ever done. And the first episode came out last week. I mean, obviously I've known about it for a year because that's when we originally recorded it. I'm just telling you, it delivers. It's really good. Trey Hodge tells some outrageous stories. Just the story of his first 11 minutes of his real estate career is as good as most crazy stories that you've probably heard. And then it just goes from there. It's blown out of the gates and then stalled out at 13 listens. So I'm super disappointed because it actually is really, really good content. Like, he's a great storyteller. And I actually did have Josephus, Brendan, listen to the show. And at the end, he texted me and said, please tell me he's coming back to tell the rest of his stories. Like that was his response to hearing it. And that it's true because Trey, and I talked to Trey and he was very, very happy with the episode. And he said, listen, I've got tons and tons more stories. I said, you know what, Trey, you should probably just, if we do multiple seasons of this, which who knows, maybe we will. I said, Trey, why don't you just plan on coming back every season? We'll just do a Trey episode every season. He goes, no problem. I've got lots of stories. And he does. And he's one of the best storytellers I've ever heard. Like, the guy just has content for days. So don't get discouraged by the fact that the first two words of the title is real estate. Focus mostly on the word raconteurs, which is witty storyteller. That's what that word means. It's some of the best storytelling you've ever heard. I promise.
I'm excited to listen because I'm caught up on my shit finally. I'm so excited I can finally.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, you know what, gentlemen, this is something is a good point of reference for a totally different reason, for a completely different reason. If you like the J6 interview, you're going to love this interview. It's the same level of quality, but in a totally different category.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Because, folks, if you haven't listened to that J6 interview,
Yes,
you need to. Like, imperative that you need to listen to that.
it is vital. Absolutely, it is required listening because there's still people who don't truly grasp the consequences, the realism, and still hold on to a lot of the narrative that was pushed by the media and the talking heads. And it's really so much more interesting and realistic to get an actual firsthand, and one especially that was as close to a lot of the chaos as you had the distinguished honor of getting on an interview. So I cannot recommend it enough.
I've said this many times before. I can't thank you guys enough. You've promoted it more than anybody, including myself. But I feel like, I think this is true. Now, you guys, please disagree with me if you feel like you need to. I think what's true is that I have the only comprehensive wire-to-wire interview of anybody that went from should I go to Washington, D.C., all the way through prison to receiving a pardon and getting released from prison and all of the details in between. I think I'm the only one that captured, because it's I'm just going to tell you, it's a 4-hour interview. So it's very long. But if you can get through,
you will have to do it in parts. That's fine. It's worth it.
Listen, if you can get through a Sean Ryan or Joe Rogan interview, you can get through this because this is captivating storytelling. And the other thing I'll tell you about it, there's a lot of elements to it that are just different than you thought. And this guy was front row to the entire experience, including what happened to Ashley Babbitt. So this guy was there, and I did a full comprehensive bell to bell interview of his entire, front row first person experience with it.
It's one I want to go back to. That's how good it is.
I was putting in a backflow and 2 outside faucets, and I listened to that episode, and it went like that. That's how good it is. Like, you don't, Chris, you'd say it's 4 hours, but it does not feel like 4 hours.
It's seamless.
You're intrigued. Like, you're intrigued. You're just listening to this story, and he does a great job. I mean, he does go off in left field a few times, but really not that many.
No.
I would do way more. He definitely keeps it going, and he's also a good storyteller. But
a likable guy.
Oh, very much so. Very much.
A lot of chaos, a lot of violence.
Yeah, for sure. And no, I just, like, you say 4 hours, and I think people would like, oh my God, 4 hours. But I'm telling you, once you start listening, you do not want to stop. Like, you're like, whoa, like what? Like, wait, what? I mean, that type of stuff. Who else had I want to say Tom Woods, and I think Tucker Carlson had a J6er on their podcast. Traitor. But it still was not anywhere near it was not anywhere near what Chris's interview.
No.
Like, not
at all.
I only mentioned the length just to say it's all of the detail. I mean, if you want to know how you survive in prison for a guy that's never been to prison, you will find out. You will find out how an ordinary everyday guy off the street who has no criminal record survives, a year and a half in prison. I mean, it's really captivating, and the guy's really likable, and he's a good storyteller, and you root for him. And I'm just telling you, many elements, including why the hell he even went to Washington, D.C. in the first place, is not at all what you expect. Whatever characteristics or however you want to paint the typical J6er, he's gonna change your perception of that person, that type of person.
For sure.
It just paints a completely different picture.
You should have got a hot dog.
Yep. If only. If only.
He should have gone to Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get it. You'll get that later, folks.
Yeah, probably should have gone to Joshua Tree.
All right, gents, you want to jump into voicemails, or you guys?
Well, first I need to address this, and because it's driving me nuts.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm drinking my whiskey out of a miniature margarita glass.
Well, get the hell out of here,
because it's the only thing I had down here. So, cheers.
Cheers.
But also, that's not true, because there's a
really
behind Glencairn's. There really is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
my ignorance.
Not the right shape. It's close, but it's not quite.
Okay.
It mostly tastes the same. That's pretty much just high-end Scotch. So sorry. No, really, I just wanted to bring up, we had our first week of flag football, so that, you know what that means. The season's half over.
So, I forgot that. Nice.
Yeah. We not that I'm bitter or anything. See the previous
doesn't come across bitter at all.
No, not at all.
No, I definitely don't. No, I bring this up because I'll give you a quick recap. But so Striker's game was first, and as I mentioned, I was assistant coach this year for his team, and we had eventually we ended up with 10 people, and we were one short, so we had 9, and we actually were able to rotate the 8 of the 9 that wanted to play quarterback in for a drive or a series. So
cool.
We got a good rotation, and that was my goal. I wanted to make sure everybody on the team that wanted to do it got a chance to play quarterback once this year. So, especially with the limited playing time they were going to get. So, mission accomplished right out the gate. So I felt pretty good about that. And honestly, there was a couple of them that didn't play tackle last year that I'm hoping this will turn that around because they need some numbers for that team. And we've got like 3 of them on the team that didn't play tackle last fall. So I'm hoping that they at least enjoy this enough that they'll consider it. But yeah, it was good overall. We did not win. I will just spoiler alert. We didn't win. I think it was was it 26-6, and the only reason for that is because they had. Did we throw 2 picks and one was a pick 6? We had a couple interceptions too, but we only got in the end zone once, and we got screwed on one. You've got 1 50-yard line in the middle of the field. The officials apparently didn't see it, and the coach of the other team called it. So obviously he called it short. Like, oh, so all I had to do was speak up before him, and you would have given us the first down.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
First down.
Like he's over here, I'm right here, and clearly I should have been filming because obviously, like he was a foot and a half past the line. Whatever, we're not going to argue. Fuck it, it's not worth it. I think Stryker had a great game, and I'm not just saying that because he's my kid, and I think he's really good at the game. But overall, we pulled 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pulled 12 total flags. He had 3 of them. He had the most to anybody, and then he had. Oh, let's see. This kid had 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. Stryker had 5 catches. He finds a way to get open, and for his size and his lack of speed compared to a lot of the other kids, he's really good at finding a way to be open, and he's got great hands. Always seems to. He only had 1 drop. I think he had 6. No, he had probably 9 targets. 2 were broken up. 1 was a drop. The rest were all catches. Like he was solid. He even got a rush. A couple other kids got a rush. So, and I want to get at everybody a rush in, but we were supposed to go pass heavy. Well, that the other team didn't do that. So I think next week we're going to go a little more run heavy, whatever. But I bring this up because we got home and I popped on an old video from 3 years ago from when Stryker had one of his first flag seasons. He would have been 7 years old and not a coach on the field. There's a center. It's a kid. There's a quarterback. It's a kid. And they're playing sound fundamental football at 7 and 8 years old. These kids are 4th through 6th grade, a lot of them have played tackle football a year ago, or at least a season or 2 now. We have no center. We are using a fucking table with a countdown on it.
What?
As the center. This was a last minute change. I don't know why we're doing this. I hate it. It's a fucking stool with like a pressure sensor on it. They pick it up and it starts counting down. Once it hits 5, you can either have somebody rush or you can change the rule to that counts as a sack if the buzzer goes off. No center.
This is
What?
this is just stupid.
I agree. This is fucking ridiculous.
You need. I'm sorry, Tony. You need to take this over and just.
I know.
You need to throw a hand grenade in their rules and just be. This is you don't need to recreate this. Like there are so many different rule books on flag here. Like you do. This is insane.
So simple.
This is insane.
Well, what's even worse is Taven and Jarek are in the 1st through 3rd team. Granted, the coach has to play quarterback, but they don't have a stool. One of the kids is hiking the ball to the coach.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? What the fuck?
In our league, the refs are responsible for counting.
There you go. That's
it. They sit there and they go 1, 2, 3, 4. like they're
really that simple. It should not be hard.
Or they look at the freaking clock.
I don't know. The original idea behind this was so that because the rule stated the center couldn't go out for a catch. Well, now you can just have another kid go out for a catch. I'm like, oh yeah. Or you could have just said, hey, forget that the center can't go out for a catch.
This is ridiculous.
Why do you need to introduce a stool? Just say, hey, it's fine if the center goes out for a catch.
If the
problem fucking solved.
Can the center block in your league?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's different. Okay, so I would say
I'm pretty sure.
In our league, there's no blocking, right? Right. So the center is viable, so the center would be doing nothing if he couldn't block.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you can't go out, if the center can't go out to catch the ball, then why even have a center?
Right.
It doesn't
So
make sense.
here's the other wonderful thing about this, which we forgot, which kind of cost us a 2-point conversion. They had everybody covered, and finally, the guy we had in at quarterback, he ran into the end zone to get the 2 points. Well, you can't do that.
Nope.
The quarterback cannot run at any time. Like, oh yeah, okay, that's a rule. And then we're thinking about it. We're like, well, if the quarterback can't run the ball at all, why are we spent the whole game playing zone defense? And instead of rushing 2, you can do up to 2, you can do 1, or you can do none. I decided, hey, we're going to send 1, whoever's in the middle on zone, you do your count. If it's still a pass, then you rush. And then I'm like, we were talking about it after, like, why are we even sending a rusher? Because the quarterback can't run. So if we know it's a pass, just have another guy out in coverage. What's the fucking point? Why are we rushing? There's no reason.
The argument is pressure, right?
Sure.
It's pressure.
And that's what I thought. But given the fact of the way they were actually, it was probably 50-50 on their pass rush. And I'm like, they weren't doing that great at passing the ball anyway. Overall, I'm like, we really don't need the pressure.
Yeah.
Screw it. Let's just leave one back in short field. I hate the rules. And I'm looking back, like I said, and I'm like, 3-4 years ago, Stryker understood this game better. And he has had to regress with these stupid rules different way in different leagues every season. I'm like, I'm so over this. But after doing all these practices and finally getting to help coach a game, I'm like, yeah, I could do this. So I'm like, in the fall when they need somebody to help coach the first or third, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to throw my hat in because why not? This
It's
is
fun, isn't it?
This will be fun.
I
had a blast. I really did. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I had a lot of fun. We told them, in the last practice, like, look, we're not going to play this game. All asking to be quarterback or all getting to no. When it's game time, we're going to tell you what to do. That's what you do because there's only so many minutes in the game. We're not going to waste half our time complaining. We've got it all drawn up. Don't worry about it. And to their credit, they listened pretty well when it came to game time. And I was blown away. Zone defense, they did phenomenal. Granted, the score didn't reflect it, but I thought they did excellent in terms of especially pass coverage. Now, granted, I knew they were going to struggle defending the run because they had like 3 or 4 kids who can really, really run the ball. So we knew we were going to get hurt there if they did it, and they did. And we were probably missing our fastest player today. So we knew we were at a disadvantage. So I think we got a better game plan heading into next week. And then if we play a third game, I think they're going to mix it up and do some personnel changes, trick plays, and just have fun with it. So, but I had a lot of fun. And then the Twins, they got absolutely steamrolled. It was so like they both got a carry. They both had targets. Neither one were able to get a catch. And they both got at least 1 flag. I think Jarrett got 2, but it was rough. It was like 46-8. Like they got fucking stomped. There are kids on that team playing against my Twins who were in 2nd grade. They were playing against Stryker in basketball here a couple months ago because they're technically in 3rd grade. I'm like, oh, so like 3 or 4 of them got held back intentionally to be bigger at sports. And by golly, did it work because they had some monsters on the 1st through 3rd team.
That's funny.
So the general rules of flag football is that after 5 seconds, you either have to throw it or you have to hand it off.
So it was, they asked us the other day at practice. I'm like, well, we've been practicing 5 seconds and then the rushers can blitz. So that's what we'll go with that. If we want to change it, we can. Because they said, well, otherwise, if the timer hits 5, you can just count it as a sack and loss it down. Like, well, we didn't practice that way, so we're not going to do it that way unless that works out better. So I think we'll probably just
ours is different. There's no 5-second rule. Like the quarterback has to get rid of the ball within 7 seconds, or
that makes more sense.
Ball's down. So if they don't get rid of the ball, down. Now you can trick that, right, by doing a run pass option, right? So one kid will get the ball hiked to him. He'll hand it to the quarterback or the now quarterback, and then he'll run into the field. So that kid can now, whereas the quarterback cannot normally not run, that kid can now run, but also there's no clock on him because he's technically a quarterback. So,
wow.
But in our league, you can rush 2 rushers, but they have to report.
Right. Yep.
they rush, right? They have to be behind the line. They have to tell the refs, I'm rushing. And they don't technically have to rush. They just have to report that they are rushing.
Yeah.
They're going to. So, so there's can be some trickery in there. Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I like the rules. I don't know. Like the reporting thing is kind of new. I would say it's within the last couple sessions that they started doing that.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, I don't
Just
know.
keep everybody honest.
Yeah, I mean, if you're behind the line, then what's the deal? Like, I mean, who cares? But whatever. But other than that, I think I like the rule. I like the rules that the kids play by. I think it's pretty simple. Like, it's pretty understandable. So, but I don't know.
Nobody's trying to reinvent the wheel
Yeah, like
like they are in my league.
Yeah, no one's putting a stool in the front. Like, that's just so crazy. That's so crazy to me. Like, it just
Yeah.
like that tells me that a bunch of adults got together and were like, how can we make this more difficult?
Well, I think what they were trying to do, because the major proponents of getting the older 4 through 6 teams together this year were a lot of the coaches for tackle. So they were like, let's use this as a vehicle to get some good practice and some reps for these kids who are coming up, and the kids have already played and will be back on our team to get more involved in the passing game. And that was kind of the catalyst, how it started. Well, what we ended up with was a stool. Yeah.
That's silly.
I don't know. I didn't love it. And the way it's going, it doesn't sound like we're going to even have a flag football next spring. So I don't, they might try to do it again for the 1st or 3rd in the fall. And it'd probably just be in the fall for the younger kids, because tackle's going on anyway. I'm like, I get it, but I really like having those spring reps for a lot of these kids. It's a lot more beneficial. But
Well, when you have Tony's Flag Football League, you'll be able to just make the
at
rules.
this point, that's where I'm at.
Yep.
Like,
set
fuck
it up.
it.
Set it up. You can.
I really am. I'm at this. I'm like, if we can get like 3 or 4 groups of 7 kids, we can have our own scrimmages for a few weeks, and I won't charge $50. Fuck.
One of my son's coaches, the coach for my team, he does clinics in the summertime, and we just hang out, every Sunday or Saturday, and and he works with the kids, and everybody's welcome. It doesn't matter if they're on his team or whatever.
That's awesome.
And he wants to just, if kids are even interested in flag football, like, come on down, so a lot of times I'll take the older kids, he's with the younger kids, and the younger kids when I'm older kids, and we'll just go back and forth and just work on different things. And it's just it's a good time. And like you said, it's just good to keep him going, keep it
fresh. Yes,
fresh. Yeah, for sure. So cool. All right, if we're good to go, let's do some voicemail.
I am ready. Let's dive in. I'm excited.
Are you saying we're out of time for banter? Is that what you're saying?
We are way out of time.
Wish
God,
I would have announced
that show.
Sneaks up on you, doesn't it, Tony?
I do. I miss it too.
What? I have a lot more banter I wanted to offer.
we don't have time for it.
I have not listened to these, so this is going to be.
Oh, these are fresh to you too. I love it. How many we got?
Listen, I got to be honest with you. I try not to listen to them. When I get them in and it's a new person, I'll listen to it real quick just to get a little bit of it, and I'll be like, okay, legit, boom. I'll just
sure.
But other than that, yeah. And when Leslie accused me of somehow
you cut them off.
Listen, we're almost 300 episodes into Dad's Worldwide. I don't edit the fucking show. Okay? There's zero chance that I'm editing voicemails.
That's true.
Zero chance.
Can verify. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. First one. We got 4 today.
Oh, Quattro.
Hello, Dad's Worldwide. If that is your real name. This is Chance Joy, spreader of peace, love, and equity. So,
Hey.
I am just here to express my unbridled support for that philosopher king or philosopher queen, or I'm not quite sure. I'll have to get back to you on that one. That's great philosopher Leslie Manbeard. Why? Why are you being so hateful? Why are you being so... I cannot believe it. Such amazing ideas come from Leslie Manbeard. And I have one question for you. This is my one question for you. Dads Worldwide, have you checked your privilege today? Don't think so.
Shit.
I don't think so. You probably haven't even done a land acknowledgement, have you?
No.
So, I just want you to know that I find you disgusting. I'm going to try to get you canceled everywhere. I want you even canceled in your own home. I don't even want you able to talk to your own families. I want you that canceled. Chance Joy, spreader of peace, love, and equity.
Well, first off, Chris, I'm sorry your new show's been canceled.
You know, it was bound to happen anyways.
Yeah. I didn't want it to happen like this.
Yeah. That is
Well,
shocking.
I mean, it is a
Massive
shock.
supporter of
Very
Leslie Manbeard, Chance Joy, just came in like a wrecking ball and canceled all of us.
Everything.
Yeah, it came in hot. I do want to say I'll be the first to do a land acknowledgement. My home was originally occupied by a house flipper, and then before that, it was owned by a nice woman named Melva Manning, whose husband died. I think that's what led to the house being sold. The house flipper from who I bought it from. I don't know how far back you have to go in order for it to be a legitimate land acknowledgement. I can go back at least as far as Melva Manning.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what tribe she was
I
in,
mur-
but
I murdered the people in order to get my house.
Right, of course.
a little different. Not what I expected.
I feel terrible. I actually have not checked my privilege in quite some time.
Mm-mm.
And it's one of those things. It can get away from you. It can get away from you. So Chance is not wrong.
Well, you're what?
Which all the more reason to check it.
Check it.
I will do better. I will do better. I promise.
It also sounds like Chance is a big fan of Leslie, a caller into our show, but not actually one of us.
Well,
But also saying that
clearly
we're treating Leslie unfairly, but I mean, last week Chris kind of professed his love for Leslie.
yeah, that's true.
I don't remember
That is
doing
true.
I don't remember.
Well, I mean, it was kind of like you
It was implied. I felt it. I felt a spark.
I did. Yeah.
I'm not going to acknowledge that.
Look, you don't have to profess your feelings for Leslie to us.
Yeah, you don't need to.
To us.
I haven't professed
I mean, already.
feelings towards anyone recently, so Leslie or otherwise. So I could just tell you, it was misunderstood. Whatever you think you thought you felt or perceived wasn't the case.
The mystery romance continues, I guess.
Nope. There's no romance, mystery, otherwise. No.
Here's the second.
Am I a fan of the calls that we're getting? Absolutely. That's as far as it goes. I do want to encourage many calls in the future.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
Chance Joy here again.
Oh shit.
Spreader of peace, love, and equity.
Of course.
Speaking of equity, Dad Worldwide, if that is your real name.
Okay.
So, Dads Worldwide. Don't hear anything about Moms Worldwide or anything.
Oh.
Queen. What do you know? A
Shit.
space for men about men's issues? Well, I wouldn't be a white person of color liberal if I didn't try immediately to make this space to include everybody but men. Patooey. So, Why have you not included mothers' perspectives or people without children's perspectives or everybody else in between? Why do you have to be so exclusive to dads? Mr. Dads Worldwide. That's your real name.
Does Chance
Off,
think that
Chance Joy, spread of peace, love, and equity.
does Chance
Hold on. I got
think that your name is Dad's Worldwide?
so
Really sticks the landing
We-
at the end.
we have actually interviewed quite a few moms.
Yeah.
That would be in the first 100 episodes that you'd actually have to listen to, which
Yeah.
I understand. It's difficult to go back and listen to, all those episodes.
No, it's not. Do it.
We also interviewed her name is Maya, also known as Skittle Panda. She, God, I'm trying to remember how old she was at the time. Maybe 11, maybe younger than that. She might have been younger than that. She's fantastic. You can listen to that episode. She's so funny. She's ridiculously funny. Yeah, so we've interviewed multiple mothers, and so yes, we do care about their perspective.
Yeah.
But ultimately, yes, this is Dad's Worldwide.
Well, we've platformed multiple feminists on this show. We've
Clearly.
done multiple episodes where we've gone to our favorite bloggist.
Yes,
That is
That's-
true. We have done
half of
more
it.
for Swan Villainous than she, they, them's done for themselves.
And then was it your? Of course, I wasn't here for those episodes, but I really enjoyed them. Was it your friend Brendan or yours, Tony? What was her name? She's been on twice that I know of. She was great.
Oh, Kay. You're
Yeah,
asking
Kay's been on
Kay,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Several
Yeah.
times. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's also a mother, and she is a she. So
Yep.
yeah.
I think really what Chance has revealed is that that she hasn't actually listened to the show that much.
I think that's actually a very valid criticism, Chris. Chance
Not a
needs
criticism.
to.
Just an observation.
Well, okay. Critical observation.
I don't like where this is going to go.
Well, I'm just saying, Chance definitely does need to consume more Dads Worldwide, as does everybody.
Why don't you go back and listen to the other 289 episodes?
For sure. For
all right,
sure.
here we
And then
go.
call back. And then call back.
Yeah,
Yes.
call back. Definitely. All right, number 3.
Welcome, one and all. It is I, your King
Ah,
of
fuck.
Extreme, Phil KOE. You can, of course, find me at KOE Nation on YouTube,
Can't escape him.
Twitch, and Twitter. And I have a very simple question for the more libertarian than thou.
It won't be.
Particular podcast.
Okay.
I've often made the observation that libertarians especially fall into theological thinking and making theological statements, even though reality doesn't always bear them out. And I'm going to give the best example. There's others, but this is the best example where libertarians will say, you have the right to do whatever you want with your own body. That seems like it's axiomatic, but it's really not the case. And I'm going to prove it here. If someone that you love very deeply, suddenly pulls out a heater, they put it to their head, and they say they're going to unalive themselves, trying to be YouTube friendly, they say they're going to unalive themselves, and you have the power to stop them. You have the ability to stop them from doing it. Are you going to do it? If you answered yes, then you have to some level conceded that no, you don't have the right to do whatever you want with your own body. So I'm curious how the more libertarian than thou contend with that. And with that, God bless all y'all. Check me out at KOE Nation. Catch you on the flip side.
Okay, so what I'm disappointed before you answer that question, Phil, because obviously that was directed at you. I'm disappointed that Phil didn't guess what your answer was going to be before you answered. I feel like that was left out of his voicemail.
You just took my answer away from me.
Sorry.
Thought was going to be my answer.
That was gonna be.
Guess what I'm going to say.
Phil, me trying to stop someone else from killing themselves is not. I'm trying to stop someone from harming themselves is not. I don't like, to me that doesn't make sense. Like, they still have the right to kill themselves. Because me watching them do it and I don't want them to do it doesn't mean that they don't have the right to do it.
Right. You intervening or not isn't.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
they have the right to do that. Absolutely. I have the right to stop them because I don't want them to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, well, I shouldn't say that I have the right to stop them, but just because I don't want them to do it try to stop them doesn't mean that technically they don't have the right to do that.
That's
so
where my head went. Too.
I don't.
agree.
I don't feel like that's a gotcha.
No, it's not. I don't know. Is he looking for? I don't even know if it's a gotcha. It's
no,
just
that was a
trying to-
gotcha. That was a gotcha.
Well,
Definitely.
or is he just trying to tear down the ideology? And I think that's.
Oh, he's
really
definitely
what
trying to tear down the idea with a gotcha. Like, that's the thing. Like that. So I just. There are libertarians out there that believe that you can sell yourself into slavery, that you can be a hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can literally do all those. But if another person says, like, hey, I don't think you should do that, and tries to stop you from doing that doesn't mean that you don't still have the right to do those things.
Yeah. Would you classify abortion, unaliving yourself, genitalia mutilation? Would you categorize those things all as the same thing?
What was the first one you said? Abortion?
Abortion, yeah.
Oh man, that is a tough one. Okay, so like unaliving yourself and gender mutilation. If you're making the choice to do it to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
like you're not a child, like you're of sound mind. Well,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how you'd be of sound mind. Fucking
Yeah. Fair.
So, sorry, I said that, and then I was like, I just, you can't be.
One is self-ending, one is self-changing. If we want to
abortion though, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
see, I don't categorize him as. The
I don't.
same.
I don't.
I think he's
like
trying to
it's-
lump a lot of things in. As
Yeah,
one
like
thing.
Listen, I don't agree with abortion. Like there's libertarians out there that say that you can do it, and I do not agree with that. I
Right.
don't. I do not. I'm not on board with it. I am not on board with it. But then I am definitely conflicted with this one. Like this is one that this is tough for me because I don't. But then on the other hand, I don't want to tell another person what they should do with their life. Like
Right.
for me, that is the ultimate hard choice. But then having children, I just fucked, man. Like
we're also a country that doesn't force people to have children for the sake of having them. We do and have kind of gone the wayside in terms of saying you can't stop yourself from having children if you do impregnate each other. However, nobody's forcing parenthood on anybody who's capable of doing it. So I think there's a lot more freedom here than.
Well, there are states now that you cannot have an abortion.
Right, absolutely. That
So-
would be preventing yourself from being.
So that would be preventing people from
right.
ending the life of the baby. So
Well,
Go
so
ahead.
so Brendan, how do you reconcile the non-aggression principle with abortion?
I'm not saying I can.
No, I'm not saying that's your position. I'm saying how. Okay, let me phrase it differently. How would a libertarian who supports, I don't want to say even supports abortion, but defends a person's right to an abortion, how would they reconcile that with the libertarian's non-aggression principle?
Well, Walter Block,
I think I heard that debate. I just can't remember what he said.
he basically said like it's the right of the person to basically evacuate that baby. That's like it's like kicking out a tenant,
Right. Right.
which I don't really agree with because you're not.
Yeah, it's a horrible metaphor.
It's not
But
like-
even my memory of that, Brendan, is that he
he-
even said that it had to be they had to be the at the age of viability. Didn't he make that distinction?
maybe.
Mm.
I don't
I think he-
remember. I think he did. He probably did. Like Walter Block's not. He's a thinker. Like he's not an idiot. You know.
Correct.
So, but even then, it's not the same. You know, it's not the same as just like kicking out a tenant. But that's how he put it.
Right.
So, but I still
Yeah.
don't. I really agree with that. I mean, you're like you're kicking a tenant out that's viable, but like without other help, they're really not viable. A baby is born but can live is not viable because they have to be helped by other people. Like right, like
Right.
they have to be fed, they have to be bathed, they have to be nurtured. So
There's an extreme level of dependence. Yeah.
yeah, of course. So like it's not like you can just kick out a baby, throw it on the ground and walk away. No, that's just
Right.
not
You kick-
Best
well,
of
you
luck
kick out
on
a
your
tenant-
future endeavors.
yeah, good luck.
Right. You kick out a tenant, they just could find another apartment, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So
That's what a grown human does. Obviously, a baby can't do that. That's the point you're making. I mean, to me, outside of the libertarian argument, and Tony, I think you were kind of alluding to this, because let's just go from the body autonomy or the my body my choice contingency. My response to those people are, well, you did have a choice for what to do with your body, and the choice that you made resulted in the creation of another human. So
Yeah.
so you have to be responsible for the consequences of what other autonomous choice you made. And then once you have a dependent human, in this case it's, obviously growing inside of your body, you now have an obligation, because it's a human life, to then protect that human life. Now, once it's born, if you don't want to be its parent and you want to put it up for adoption, I don't have any problem with that. But the consequence of the choice you did make autonomously with your body in cooperation with another person, obviously, hopefully with mutual consent, is that you created a human.
Yeah.
Right. So then at that point, you're
Huge
responsible.
difference between preserving life and ending life.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're responsible for then protecting a human life, because all human lives are valuable. Human
Yeah.
life is there's few things more valuable in this world than a human life, which
Yeah.
you then chose to create. And by the way, you knew most. I mean, I know there's irresponsible young people, but most people know what happens when you have unprotected sex, or like everybody knows how that works. That's not
A vast
mystery.
majority does. Yes.
Vast majority, yeah.
that's
We're addressing the fat part of the bell curve in these conversations.
Yeah.
I agree, but you made a choice. You had an autonomous choice.
I've said this multiple times, and is if you're not procreating, if you're not trying to have a baby, then this is recreational, and you take either precaution, you didn't take precaution, then you deal with the consequences, and the consequences are sometimes a baby. So,
Yeah.
And I've said it on Facebook, and I've had friends come back. Well, then health insurance shouldn't cover ED pills, and I'm like, I don't know how that's relevant, but okay, like I'm fine with that. Like I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Like, hey, like because you can literally go to Walmart and buy the pill for like $9 without a prescription.
Yep.
Oh,
Not
right.
without you have to get a prescription, but like you can get it. It's so cheap. Like the pill is cheap. Okay. The pill is completely cheap. Condoms are not expensive. Yeah.
The pill is cheaper than Plan B, but people are more. It feels like people are more inclined to go get Plan B than they are to just simply take the pill. Which I don't understand.
Right.
Because it's not meant to be a contraceptive. It's not.
Correct.
Which one? Plan B?
Plan B, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. No,
Would you say that an overwhelming majority of libertarians are anti-abortion or pro-abortion, or do you think it's somewhere 50-50?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't think I can quantify that.
See that? Yeah, I don't think I could either.
because like if you look at libertarian world, like you're gonna get
It's a mixed bag.
such a mixed bag. And then also like say the immigration issue, there's
Yeah, all
libertarians,
the hot buttons.
there should be an open border.
See, and that's the problem here.
That's fucking blows my mind. But then there's
right.
So there's libertarians that think there should be a closed border. There's libertarians that think that abortion's fine. And then like there was a debate that I listened to that I want to say it was between Dave Smith and this other woman. I think it was Dave Smith. Maybe it wasn't. But this woman that had 5 abortions, and she was like gloating about it. Like, yeah, I'm proud of this. I'm proud of this. And I'm like, okay,
You're
like
gloating about a kill count. Nice.
like yeah, it's one thing to like say like, listen, I did it, you know, I'm happy I did it because like it wasn't a good time for me, blah blah blah, you know, like I can get that like that one time. But like if you're gloating that that's now you're telling me you're using it for contraception, like you're using it as a prophylactic, which is not meant to be.
See, I agree. Yeah, you can't look at it that way.
And
And,
this-
so,
This is something that we actually addressed with Kay, which
yeah, exactly.
you
In
know,
depth.
I was like, she was like, "Oh no, that's not really happening," and I'm like, "Okay, I don't know, maybe it is,
Well,
maybe it isn't, but
it's enough.
To me, if you've crossed over and you've had that many abortions and you're gloating about it, that to me that crosses over to some sort of mental illness.
Yeah,
I mean,
sociopath. Yeah,
you've got some sort of really dark seared conscience. Like your compass is off at that point, right?
if you've had more than one, I mean, like I feel like you should have learned your lesson, you know?
Right.
Well,
So
and also,
I think that's my biggest issue with Phil's question overall wasn't the question itself that it's hard to answer. It's that he tried to box you in right away by saying, well, if you're a libertarian, this is what you think. Like here's a staunch Republican trying to tell you how you think or you're supposed to think, and that's your stance, and here's why the stance that I'm telling you to have is wrong. So I think that's the beauty of not being a registered and staunch Democrat or Republican, because you don't have to box yourself in. That's why I registered nonpartisan when I turned 18, because I've always thought it was silly, because not every issue is going to be one that I agree with a specific party wholeheartedly on. And to think otherwise is ridiculous, or you're just being blind. So
But I feel like you can still believe that people should be able to do whatever they want with their body and still say what they're doing is wrong. Like I believe Chris Green, if he wants to do heroin, can do heroin. Do I want him to do heroin? No. I think that's
or if he wants to cut his dick off, he's allowed to do that. Do I personally want him to do that? Possibly, after we share a bottle of Chianti, but that's beside the point.
And I'll cut it off. Wait, what?
hey, listen, I'm a bottle of liquor and a leather strap away from doing it myself. So
that damn thing gets me into so much
It's
trouble.
in the way sometimes.
something to chew on, to bite down on, some really strong liquor, and who knows what may happen.
Whoa. That dark.
Just saying.
I love it.
That's how I do my self dentistry as well, by the way.
Right?
So I think
That shit's expensive.
it was a gotcha question because he already like formed my opinion for me, one.
Right.
And then two, or
Nice of him.
well, I shouldn't say me, but libertarians in general.
Variants.
And then he you know, just like, how could you defend this? Is that you can easily defend it by saying like, listen, I agree that this person has a choice to do whatever they want with their body, but I don't necessarily have to agree with it. You know, like I don't want someone to be able to sell themselves into slavery. Like I don't think that's a good idea. But do they have the right to do that? Yeah, I mean, technically they really do. Like they can fucking do whatever they want with their life.
My OnlyFans is a thing, folks.
Yeah. In the go ahead.
Perhaps the more general point here is that whether it be libertarians, Republicans, Democrats, progressives, whatever group you want to put people in, even within those groups, there's still differences of opinion, right? There's a pretty there's a pretty easily recognizable difference between the official Libertarian Party and just a general member of the freedom movement. I mean, there's just within Republicans, there's MAGA, there's America First, there's this, there's neocons, there's groups within groups. So even before you start the premise of that question, you can't paint the broad brush of all libertarians. Like how could even ironically within the group of libertarians are just the whole concept of it is we're kind of all a bunch of free thinkers, and the first time you try to tell me what to do or think, I'm going to push back just out of the spirit of being libertarian. So
yeah.
if you're gonna aim a question like that at any group, that's the last group you would aim it at because libertarians are fiercely independent, right?
We have one more voicemail, but I think listen, I just want to cap this off by saying, like, why do you think you have the right to tell someone else to do whatever Jesus, why do you think you have the right to tell someone else what they can and cannot do with their own body? Like, what makes you think that you have that authority? That would be, I think, my answer. My ultimate answer to that. Like, why do you think that that's okay? You can just tell someone else what to do. So.
I guess the only other comment I'd make about it, Brendan, is that even within libertarianism, and again, I've barely dipped my toe into it, so I'm the least knowledgeable in this conversation. My peripheral understanding is that even within the freedom movement, forget libertarians, the freedom movement, if a group of libertarians in whatever number decide to come together under mutual agreement and form some version of a society, like let's just say a neighborhood or a county or whatever size group of people are on a piece of land, and come to a mutual agreement of how that group of people is going to live, even that works under libertarianism. Am I right?
Of course.
So by mutual agreement, a group of people, even libertarians, can come to hey, this is how we're going to live within this group. If you don't like it, go live with a different group. In this group, we're going to agree to these things.
Like change that to Republicans, change that to Democrats. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, yes, of course, anyone has that right. And the question is whether or not you really have the choice or the responsibility to make decisions for other people is just absurd. Like, you don't get to tell people what they do with their lives. This is insane. Even in a small community, you don't have that right. So
that's true.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to this last one.
I am afraid.
Yeah, you should be.
Folks, it is I, the man of the hour, or the man that makes the other podcast cower. Your king of extreme.
Had a feeling.
And I've got a question for the dads in this particular show. So, I am a scout. I was a Cub Scout growing up. Never made it to Eagle, but I was in Scouts growing up. My father was in Scouts, and pretty much every man in my family, for as long as there's been Scouts, have been in the Scouts. And I now have a son. And the question is, the current Scouts isn't even Boy Scouts anymore, or at least it wasn't for a while. It's fundamentally not the same organization anymore. So let me ask you, gentlemen, what are your thoughts on putting your boys in the Scouts? And with that, you can, of course, find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. That's K as in King. O as in marvelous. You can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. E as in extremely happy to know you can find KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. God bless. Travel well, y'all. Gentlemen, I hand it over to you.
I fully respect and support Phil's level of self-promotion.
Oh, it's incredible. It is next level.
Yep.
So I guess first off, has it been like 5 years already, probably, since they really kind of integrated the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts? I feel like it has.
Well,
they
just made Boy Scouts co-ed.
Right. So that's why I went to scouting.org, and at the top there's programs, and it's Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, then venturing, ski scouts, and exploring. And SCOTUS
But there's still
for
that
scouts.
there's
SCOTUS,
still
Jesus.
Girl Scouts. Like there's still, that's a separate organization.
Well, of course it is, because girl power.
Yeah.
But Scouts BSA is youth 11 to 17. Scouts BSA is a traditional scouting experience where boys and girls can have their share of adventure in the great outdoors, develop love of service by volunteering in your community, boost leadership skills, blah, 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 exciting challenges, create memories, lifelong, no prior scouting experience required. Okay. So you don't have to go through the Cub Scouts to do Scouts BSA. And the Cub Scouts is also now boys and girls grades K through 5. So first off, I would say I don't really give two shits if it's co-ed. I think if it's truly about the life lessons, really, maybe it was time to forget and forego the whole gender specific portions, because I don't know. I try to remember back to when I was in elementary school and a lot of kids were just going out for Boys and Girls Scouts. I didn't, but I remember it being a lot more traditional pro-feminist type, not feminist, but feminine, like cooking, baking, that type of thing, pushed in the Girl Scouts, where the boys got to actually do cool shit. So I have no problem with it being co-ed and the girls getting to do the same things the boys did. So I don't mind that at all. Is there a good reason that I'm just not thinking of that you wouldn't want to put your kids into this kind of program, specifically boys, is what Phil was asking about?
I would say the price.
Hmm.
It's fucking ridiculous now.
Is it?
Yeah. For us, my son did Cub Scouts, and it was like $150 for the year. It was, and then you pay for all the other activities.
Oh, sure.
Like, so when I was in Scouts, it was like, I don't know, like 75 cents a week. Like, I don't know. Like, it was
okay.
So when we signed up our youngest for Scouts, he wanted to try it, and oh my god, it was a ridiculous amount of money. And then each activity cost money. It was pretty egregious. And then, you know, you're encouraged to sell the fucking popcorn for like $20, a fucking little tin, you know, of popcorn, like for $20. I don't know. It was insane. So like, I would say this is something that you need to decide for yourself. I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
My family, my uncle, my grandfather, my brother, Eagle Scouts. I almost got there and eventually got kicked out of the troop, you know, silly, but it happened. But
you made a bong, didn't you?
There's a joke there, but I'm not going to make it. But but it has something to do with Girl Scouts. I'm just not going to.
Okay. Say no more. I mean,
that's
limitations.
Yeah. It, like, I don't know. Like, I think any type of those activities are good, right? Like it does encourage like team building. It gives you different life skills.
Yes.
I do think I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I just think you have to decide whether or not it's right for you and your family. You know, price wise, it's gone through the roof because they have to pay off because of their pedophile past. And I'm not being hyperbolic. That's literally why you're paying so much more money now, because they owe a ton of money to people that were molested. So,
well, yeah, it ended up being a vehicle just like any other, like a camp or what have you, that allowed horrible people to be around younger children that shouldn't have been. And you can't blame it on the organization. You because so many organizations have fallen victim to that exact scenario. It's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. How do you weed these people out? I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe it's easier nowadays. I don't know, but even if you want to do it with your child and decide to like help out, like you have to take a course, you have to you pay $150, $160 to be like a scout leader, or even like a parent that goes on trips with the scouts, like, and help out. And so it appears to me that it's more of a money grab now.
Sure.
So
everything is.
We're not going to do it. Me personally, I have friends whose kids are deep into it and they love it and they go all the way. But
yeah, my brother got his Eagle Scout. Like he got his high. I don't know if there's anything past Eagle Scout or any other badges or whatever you can get, and he got them. Like he went as high as he could possibly go with it. And it was, I think for him it was pretty rewarding. So I was proud of that. But I guess I didn't realize that it's 11 to 17. So I guess Stryker would be eligible this year. I've never even really asked him because I don't know. It used to be a lot more prevalent. Like I remember Boy Scouts being a big thing, and he's never even brought it up. And he usually brings up like everything that he can be involved in.
Well, there's
everything.
There's like other stuff now. You can do. There's other
tons
there's other programs out there that are not scouts that do kind of the same thing.
Right.
So there's other programs out there that you can do, and so
he brought up Bible study out of nowhere, and he's been doing that for like 3 or 4 months. I'm like, oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I wouldn't allow
that. Bible study.
Yeah, you need to put a stop to that immediately.
Put a stop to that. Everybody would think I'd be the one that would.
But yeah, I think that's it's a great question, but I think really that's ultimately family.
It comes down to the kid too.
Yeah, for sure. Like you may like want your kid to do it, and they get in there and they're miserable.
Yeah. It comes down to personality. I mean, some kids are gonna thrive in that situation, love it. Some are gonna be like, yeah, I don't care about this. So, you got to know your kid, and you've got to know your own personal preferences. So, I don't think there's anything fundamentally at this point about the scouts other than, like you said, the cost and the cash grab. I don't give two shits about it being co-ed. I don't have a problem with that. That doesn't bother me. I remember when it was a big kerfuffle, like, oh, this is atrocious. How could we do this? You're ruining the sanctity of the Scouts and the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Maybe it's because I wasn't a scout. Maybe if I was, I'd care. Probably not. I don't think it being co-ed makes two shits a difference. So that's my simple take, I guess.
So Brendan, you don't care about it being co-ed. That makes no difference to you.
I think if an organization wants to be boy only or girl only, then I think they should be able to do that.
Yeah, that's true too. Good point.
But
there should not have been pressure to change it originally. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about the Boy Scouts being co-ed?
Well, if they didn't really want to be, then I don't think they should have been forced to.
Were they forced to?
I would agree with that.
I don't know.
I think there was a lot of pressure.
I think they probably did that so they could make more money.
Yeah. My I disagree with Tony. I think it's completely ridiculous for the Boy Scouts to be co-ed. It's called Boy Scouts, and boys and girls are different. And there should be an organization where boys can go experience those things as boys. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that girls don't have interest in those activities.
Yeah, I was say what things like that. That'd be my question.
But like Girl Scouts go camping. Girl Scouts, like, they do all those other things. I mean, maybe they don't do it the same way that the Boy Scouts do, and but they can adapt their curriculum or whatever they call it to.
That's my point. If the Girl Scouts want to be a little bit more like the Boy Scouts, then go do that.
Yeah,
but but I don't think. I think it's completely absurd for the Boy Scouts to have gone co-ed. That's completely ridiculous to me.
Well, I mean,
Makes-
what? So,
yeah.
other than traditional gender roles, traditional like, okay, women are housemakers, men are providers. What was what would be the big reasoning? And I ask this as someone who didn't do the Scouts. What would be the big reasoning that they'd need to be separated?
Yeah, to me, it doesn't have anything to do with, age-old generational gender roles. That doesn't come into my mind or thought process at all. To me, it's about. I'm just saying that's not what it's about to me. It's not about hey, girls are into cooking and cleaning, and that's not what I'm saying.
That's how I always took it as to why it needed to be separated.
No,
that was the vibe I got.
I just think that I think it's a good thing, starting even at a very young age, for boys to go off and hang out with older boys and men, and kind of like the rite of passage to go to on the journey from from a boy through adolescence into manhood is parallel to a little girl doing the same thing, right? Going through the process of going from being a little girl to a teenage girl to a woman. Those things are parallel but different. They're different. And so you would mentor a boy, like an older boys or older men would mentor a boy different than than a woman would mentor a woman. Like to me, it's not
sure. Okay.
Those things should be separate.
See, I think
like you'd have conversations around different things that seem like they should be separated. Questions that come up that are different. There's lots of things where it's appropriate. It's more appropriate for it to be separate.
Right. I think the big push for it is when the whole quote unquote gender stereotyping conversation began, and that devolved into, well, gender's just blah, blah, blah. And there's 100 of them, blah, blah, blah. So I think they wanted to get away from that stigma because they thought they needed to be more liberal to beef up their numbers, because they were missing out on a lot of inclusivity in terms of numbers, in terms of kids wanting to go out because, quote unquote, they felt ostracized from the group because it's traditional and conservative and burr, 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 burr.
Okay.
But that being said, this is not a competition based organization like it would be with a sports club or baseball, football, volleyball, whatever.
Right.
So I don't see from a competition standpoint why you've got that necessity to keep the genders, and there are two and only two, separate from each other. And I think there's even a way that they could have baby stepped this instead of just going whole hog. Well, now it's co-ed. Here you go. After however many years, they could have integrated the two. And I don't know.
Here's the thing. Are boys going into Girl Scouts? They're not.
No.
Why not?
Because why would they? Because they're going to get their ass kicked.
Well, because there was no pedophile issue with the Girl Scouts. I'm saying that they made it because they really need to like up membership, and they need to pay for bullshit that they're doing that happened. So
right.
I really don't think. I think that was the legitimate push, because they just saw a membership drop wholeheartedly and really pushed like they need to get as many people in here as possible. Listen, that is speculation on my part. I really think that's the way it goes. I think the Boy Scouts should have stayed Boy Scouts, not be co-ed. But again, I don't really give a shit. I don't care. But yeah, I really.
Well, I Googled it and I just said, why did the Scouts become co-ed? And Google's AI answer was, the Boy Scouts of America, now Scouting America, became co-ed to highlights this, to increase inclusivity, meet demand from families for single organization programming, and remain relevant to modern lifestyles, i.e. they were losing tons of interest. Yeah. Starting in 2018 for Cub Scouts and 2019 for older Scouts, Shift allowed girls to earn the Eagle Scout rank. See, I didn't realize that they couldn't do that. Responding to requests for more outdoor, adventure-based, and leadership-focused programming for girls, which I'm fine with that part. I don't think they should have been excluded from that, even if you do keep it separate. Key reasons would be family convenience. And then it gets into specific cultural whatever. Demand for programming, significant long-term demand for girls and their parents who access specific outdoor focus, blah, blah, blah. Declining membership, there you go. And global standard. I don't know if I agree with that. MOVE aligned the American organization with the majority of the international scouting movements, which have been co-ed for decades. Which international scouting movements?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of countries that don't do co-ed. I think we're actually pretty progressive on that front.
Yeah. So let me respond to some of that. So first of all, I think Brendan's speculation is probably a pretty good one. And then the other explanation is, I think it's pretty simple, which is I just think progressives got a hold of the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
I
They
think
did with everything.
I think progressivism infiltrated the Boy Scouts, which they love doing that. They love infiltrating conservative organizations and taking them down from the inside. That sounds conspiratorial, but it's not uncommon. It's happened a lot of places. It's happened in churches. It's happened in parts of the Republican Party. It's happened in lots of conservative organizations. But to address a couple of the things that you said specifically, there are physical competitions within the Boy Scouts. It's not sports. It's not sports, but there are physical competitions.
Yeah.
But that's not even the main thing, Tony. To me, it's just listen. And this is something that I'm okay with. I'm open-minded about. If we have a broader and more evolved understanding of what masculinity is, and we're not as critical of, hey, not all boys are the same. Not all boys grow up in the same traditional masculinity that previous generations, have experienced or understood. I'm on board with that. I'm on board with, there's no reason to isolate or ostracize a little boy that's not quite as masculine as other little boys. I don't think that should happen. So if you want to modify the approach within the Boy Scouts in that regard to where you're more inclusive and more have a broader understanding of what of that, I think that's fantastic. But where you go too far and you say, well, we're going to integrate it, we're going to bring girls in and do all this, I think that's
okay.
That's too much.
Well, but how do you make that distinction with a group of boys? Go, okay, you're more masculine than this boy.
No.
Versus, the girls and boys can do the same thing if they so choose to.
Well, one, you just make a distinction between boys and girls. That's an easy distinction to make.
Well, that should be obvious. It should
correct.
be.
I agree, but then within boys, I just mean you're just more accepting, right? You're just more.
Well, but if you keep it that way, does that not dilute to some extent the masculinity overall? I guess that was the core, the whole point of the Boy Scouts being exclusive to boys and doing the more rugged and rustic, adventurous portions.
Well,
of it.
to me, listen, members of the Boy Scouts are kind of self-selecting. For example, right? I was involved in plenty of traditionally masculine boy activities, sports and other things. I didn't do a lot of sports because I was just too small, so I got eliminated for different reasons. But I liked them. I like traditional things that down the middle boys liked, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I hate camping. I don't want to sleep outside. I don't want to cook food over a campfire. I don't want to sleep on the ground. I don't want to pitch a tent. I hate outdoor activities. That's not my thing. So I'm kind of traditionally masculine, but I don't like those activities.
You don't want to do that yourself, right?
Yeah, those don't interest me. Canoeing all day doesn't interest. I don't like those type of activities, right? So I'm a traditionally masculine man, but I don't like those types of activities. On the other hand, there might be a more effeminate boy, but he has interest in outdoor activities. So to me, the self-selecting group of Boy Scouts isn't the type of masculinity that you manifest. It's what activities do you like? So if there's a slightly more, effeminate boy, but he really likes all those outdoor Boy Scout type activities, he should go participate in Boy Scouts. It's not, to me, it's not really about, hey, this is a man, well, it's a backslapping.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. If it's not about the traditional gender stereotype, and I hate that I'm even using that fucking phrase.
But
Don't
Tony,
get me wrong; it feels gross.
It's still about boys of any brand of masculinity still being mentored by another male. To me,
I think as long as you take the whole ideology of, well, we changed it from Boy Scout, Girl Scout to just Scouts because of the liberal progressive movement. If you take that factor out of it and go, yeah, some girls like to fucking camp and be kind of badass rugged too. So there you go. But if you absolutely need to keep boys and girls separate, if that is the core issue with this, up until some point, like, fine. But here's the thing. At one point, okay, so it's from 11 to 17, and you can get your Eagle Scout, and now girls can too. I think that's fine. I don't think they should have been excluded from that to begin with, but you can exclude them as long as you want. And up into 17, they're minors. If we're talking about these are still youth, we should separate them based on whatever. Okay, fine. But after that, they turn 18. They're going to go out in the world. They're going to utilize the tools that they learn in the Scouts. And if they want to continue going out into the wilderness, camping and doing all that stuff, it's the real world is co-ed. It just is. And it's, whether or not a specific group of extracurricular activities said, well, yeah, you can do this, but you can only do it with a group of boys, or you're a girl, you have to do it with a group of girls. Well, now you get to do whatever the hell you want because you're a fucking adult. So there you go.
But okay, but
I hate that I have to be the liberal on this panel.
No. I think there's just a misunderstanding. Like, I think if this group says Boy Scouts of America is just Boy Scouts of America, and that's their group, like,
sure,
like they're just.
You could make the argument that they waited too long to make the change, or they just never should have made it. Well, you could make the argument one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like they made that change because they had to pay for their
right.
You know what I mean?
They were more concerned about dwindling numbers and inclusivity, and that was the reason for the change. The reason for the change was stupid. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to. I'm trying to think this through, like, right now. But I just think that if they're going to be Boy Scouts of America and they're just going to be Boy Scouts, and then there's Girl Scouts of America and they can be Girl Scouts, and then the free market is eventually, if that's not acceptable between the two of those things, there's going to be a group, which there are now. There's plenty of adventuring groups now that do co-ed, do accept all those things. You don't need to force a Boy Scouts to accept girls, and you don't need to force the Girl Scouts to accept boys, which no one's done.
Okay,
there's a reason for that because, well, the Girl Scouts apparently haven't had a pedophile problem, but the Boy Scouts have. And so all I'm saying is, like, there's ways of getting around that. You don't need the Boy Scouts to accept females in order to have females to be well-rounded people. To, if they want to be rugged and they want to go camping, then there's groups out there that can do that, and they are out there. They're there now, and there's proof that just the free market will provide.
Right, but that comes down to survival for an organization. Like they saw the writing on the wall.
They saw
and they're like, well, we're not just going to let another organization like spring up out of nowhere and go, well, we're inclusive, so obviously you should send our kids our way.
They didn't do it to be inclusive. They did it to fucking survive.
Yeah, exactly.
If you wouldn't mind, let me just say it, maybe restate something, maybe a little.
Yeah, go ahead.
To me, and I didn't go all the way to Boy Scouts. I think I stopped at Weeblos or something. So I stopped. Right before we got to, I think I did Cub Scouts and Weeblos, and I quit in junior, whatever, elementary school before we even got to Boy Scouts or Eagle. I didn't get it. I only got halfway through the program. But my impression of it as a participant, as a child, and today is that there's a heavy mentorship aspect, and
Okay.
there's a
Okay.
and there's a community aspect of so you've got a mentor aspect, and then you also have fathers that are coming to participate. It's a group of
Okay.
men. It's a group of men in the context of those activities or whatever, mentoring and bringing along boys, right? So I don't want my daughter going off to Scouting America and being mentored by men.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
want my daughter to be go do activities and being mentored by women, right? And so to me, it's just the nature of the organizations and the activities and the whole spirit of the program is that it should be separated. That's just it's not about should girls be able to go participate in outdoor activities with
Okay.
boys. Of course, I don't have a problem with that. Sure, if you want to go have an organization where it's just solely about the activities, rock climbing
Okay.
and camping and all that shit, whatever, I don't have a problem with that. It's just that those two organizations that rose up parallel were there's a heavy mentoring aspect. Again, this is just my perception. Maybe I'm totally off base here.
No, I
Those two-
actually
boys and
don't.
girls get mentored
like-
different
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the
I
older-
like that
older
concept.
people in the
yeah.
same gender.
I
It's
like
just-
what you're saying there for sure.
It's just in
That
the
makes a lot of
context of these
sense.
activities. Now, can the activities change? And like
Sure.
I said earlier, can you broaden your approach to how you see masculinity and how you approach a boy that wants to be involved in that environment but is not traditionally masculine, is a little more feminine? Yes. Don't be bigoted assholes and treat that kid differently. But
Sure.
still, boys and girls are mentored differently as they go from
That is
small
true.
children
Yes.
to men.
I can get behind that, and that's a good argument. I like that, but I do think at the core of it does. I don't know when were the Scouts founded? A long fucking time ago, and I think a lot of the core stigma comes from very, very stern traditional values, and especially it's not even like the boy versus girl. It's the children should be seen, not heard, unless asked upon. Like we're dating this back, and it does go back to where traditional values and traditional stigmas were very prevalent. So you incorporate new rules, there's going to be a ton of pushback from the traditionalists. There just is.
Well,
but I do absolutely, I totally get your argument with the mentorship aspect, because that is 100% true. So how do you find a happy medium? And that's usually my thing. How do you find a happy medium? Does it have to be separate them, or can you do some form of co-ed mingling? Or I don't know.
Well-
I think there's got to be a better way than, well, we had to be inclusive to survive, which is what they did.
So I'll just say this because you make a good point. But my feeling is that the way that I think your perception that it's still characterized by heavy traditional long-standing values, wherever you phrase
I
that.
think that's where it was based from.
That's where it was born out of, but that
Yeah.
evolved the same way that parents in successive generations changed, right? So the parents involved in Boy Scouting today have certainly evolved from the parents that were around in the 70s, 80s, and 90s even, right? I mean, this is 40, 50 years later from when I was in it. And obviously, just as, like, look around to your community of parents, like, we're different than our parents and grandparents were.
Oh, for
Well,
sure.
In the same way, the parents, the fathers that are involved in Boy Scouts have also evolved, in the same way. So, to me, the spirit of the two scouting organizations is heavily built, regardless of how that's done and how it's changed or evolved as generations have changed. The backbone of those organizations, to me, is that these are mentoring groups and paths that need to be distinct. In my opinion, that's just the spirit of those two organizations.
From personal experience, my Boy Scout troop got ruined when women got involved.
Well, and because men and
No,
women are
no, I'm not joking.
Yeah,
I am not not even remotely joking. Mothers started getting involved.
There it is.
They started being board
The Karens
members.
showed up.
They started being board members, and I'm telling
Right.
you, it went sideways, and it was ridiculous how it changed. It changed exponentially, and it did. And I'm telling you,
But
straight
the
up,
problem, it was the adult women, not the kid girls.
Okay. Well, girls were not allowed in Boy Scouts when I was in.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, when moms started getting involved,
Correct.
Adult
like-
women.
I'm telling you, I'm
That's the worst thing.
it's my friend's mom too. Like I was friends. I was like, I'll never forget when she yelled at me one time at a meeting, and I was just like, "Oh fuck, this is not okay. Well, this is done. I'm done with this."
Please tell me her name was Karen.
Yeah, no, it's close, but not.
Close enough.
I'm not gonna
Well,
say.
and listen, I know you're not joking, and this is not a criticism of women. It's just that these organizations need to be separate. They just do. They just do.
Yes and no. I just
You're right. I was looking at this from the kids' perspective. You're right. I should have been looking at this from the adult perspective. That's the
They
worst.
need to be
part.
separate.
Damn
They
it.
need to be separate. No one's gonna convince me.
again where Chris came in with the mentor thing. Like, yeah, there's
true.
just like something.
That's a good
Oh, look,
point.
again, like I never got molested. Maybe I wasn't cool enough. Maybe I mean,
You should have showed more leg.
I maybe so. I
You are not a very handsome little boy, Brendan. Let's just be
I
honest.
don't
It's
believe
true.
that.
I had
I
gangly
don't believe
legs.
that.
I multiple times someone said the last time I saw legs like that, they were hanging out of a nest. Okay, multiple times. Um, so
Wow.
you laughed a
good.
little hard at that, Tony.
So good. Thank you.
Yeah. It's
Listen, I can't believe we spent this much fucking time on this.
It was a good question.
It was
I'm
a great
actually
question.
impressed that Phil gave such a nice question.
Hey, listen to me. And listen, I'm not trying to spark controversy here, but
Oh,
it's the same
fuck
reason.
No.
It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why it's better for children to have a mother and a father in the home together, right?
Oh my god. Oh
Boy, you really
dude.
had to drive it
Yeah.
home.
right.
No, I don't even disagree, really.
So they need to be, and somebody could easily turn that around. I mean, see, you need both. So you need them both.
Right.
Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying. That,
No, I get what you're saying. If people just knee-jerk react to what you said.
right.
of
They would
course they would.
say, "Oh, see,
Yeah.
you're making my point." Like, no,
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, because
Right.
when you were explaining that, Brendan, what I was thinking of is, yeah, I mean, when there's a single mom trying to raise kids, she does
There you go.
probably a very good job under the circumstances. We all know plenty of single moms that have done a bang up job, but it's
Right.
better when you have both. But then also, and I'm really digging myself.
A dynamic is better than a singular in most cases.
Yeah,
That's
but
just
my point
statistically
is-
true.
Whatever it doesn't matter what the argument is when you're trying to make the point that men and women are different. They are, and
They are.
and there's men and boys and girls go through a journey where they transition obviously from children to adolescents to adults, and they should be mentored by really solid people of the same gender to help them along that path. And it's just that these two organizations historically have had that heavy component, and they were better for it, and the participants in them were better for it. It just
I
was.
think the best way to just put this in simple terms, you can make the argument all you want, because I know somebody out there was thinking, oh well, this Chris Green has a problem with two men raising a child or two women raising a child versus a single mom or a single dad or a traditional man and a woman raising a child. Here's the thing: chemically and biologically and mentally speaking, men and women are vastly fucking different.
Correct.
And you can ask any lesbian couple, and at least one, if not both of them, will be honest. Women are fucking crazy in some instances. Men are way too chillaxed in most instances. So that's why the dynamic works.
That's right.
why the dynamic works. And
Correct.
I'm sorry to say it so caveman-like, but it is true. Statistically speaking, like it or not, you don't have to like it. You don't have to take your sexual preference and apply it to every single situation. But in most instances, a traditional dynamic is going to be the most beneficial one. And that's not being homophobic, transphobic, or whatever. It just does statistically work out the best.
Well, you made some really good points there, and let me speak to that. Okay, so I would assume both of you would agree that a child is better off in a household with two adults of the same gender rather than being in any form of, say, abusive household, right?
Oh, 100%.
That's better. So if you said, hey,
100%.
of a father and a mother, if they're in a shitty environment but they have a father and a mother, that's not as good as being in a loving home with two adults of the same gender. I'd rather that
Right.
is in an abusive environment.
However, if their entire well-being is just put at risk every single day, no, it doesn't matter what situation it is.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But so that's better. But what's even better than that is having the mother and father that child being in the home with their mother and father. Part of the reason is because you observe, and obviously I'm assuming in my point that this is a healthy marriage, healthy household,
dynamic, right,
lack of abuse of any kind. That's the caveat to what I'm explaining. But what I'm saying is that so and let's just say you've got a son and a daughter. So you've got a boy and a male and female child, and you have a mother and father, and you have a healthy environment in the household. They're going to learn both individually from their mother and father, and they're going to observe how the mother and father treat each other. That's how they model what those relationships are supposed to look like, right? And then there's times when and obviously it's a healthy relationship between a daughter and their father is critically important, right? That's going to make a heavy impression on that daughter for how they see themselves and how they model, future relationships, hopefully in a marriage at some point. And then all the son and the mother are obviously need to have a good relationship. And then obviously the husband and wife, how they treat each other, they're modeling that for their children. But then what is very, very important is that the daughter is being mentored by their mother, and then the father and son go off and they're having those types of conversations. That's critically important. And what I'm saying is that outside of that healthy home, you have organizations like the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, where then you're getting influenced by adults that aren't your family members, to where that's reinforced and you're getting further modeling. And those things need to happen separately. They just do. Because hopefully, and I can say this, hopefully you guys can say this, we have men that weren't our fathers, that were in our lives, that were, not maybe formally mentors to us, that really influenced who we became, whether it be a coach or someone's father or someone you spent some amount of time around. And because especially as you get into adolescence, where you start to exhibit and want independence, older adults or older boys or whatever start to become our primary influences, right? Maybe more than our fathers or more than someone inside of our household. And the Scouts were these organizations where that was really available to a lot of boys and girls. So that's just why it's important. I probably fumbled through all this and not done a good job of explaining it, but that's what I'm trying to explain.
No, I think you did a good job. I think the problem with the Scouts is they had some
they had to pay for their lawsuits.
yeah,
there's that.
Things to the kids.
There's a lot of that.
Right. You're probably right.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that's why I think that there should be, like if a college or a country club or anything wants to be black only, white only, or any of that, like they should be able to fucking do that. If they want to be, boy only or girl only, like they should be able to do that. There should be no problem with that. I really I mean, I can understand why maybe back in the 60s or 70s, like that
when rights were not as readily available.
Yes, of course. But like now, I think we're adult enough to be in the room. We can just say like, okay, that's fine.
We should be adult enough to police our segregation, but that's the thing. Are we? Are we?
Probably not.
I think so. I think we are. I'm not willing.
Most people are level-headed enough to do that.
I would think
peer pressure dictates it.
there's always going to be a Karen somewhere, whether it's a
Yeah,
male Karen,
that's the
female
problem.
Karen, I don't know, or is
That's
a
fair.
what is a Karen or a Kyle? It's just gonna happen.
There's some drywall needs punched.
Yeah.
Chug my monster.
Ooh, what? So I agree. But but either way, like I agree with you mostly, Chris. Like I just think I think that's important. I think that it's important for men to be mentoring boys and